Hello and welcome to QuadCast. I'm Em and I'll be your host for today because joining me we have the host with the most, Lewis.
Hi, it's lovely to be on the other side of this. This feels really weird but also great.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. So I'm looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about you, Lewis. So first of all, can you let us know when you joined AlphaQuad?
Oh, I started at AlphaQuad in May of 2023. And I'd been working at this other job which I absolutely hated. I really didn't get on with the owner, and John approached me on LinkedIn, and within 4 days here I was.
Amazing. And yeah, it's been really fun working with you for the past. It's been over a year now, hasn't it? So yeah, it's been great fun.
Thank you. It's been great fun too.
So what did you do before AlphaQuad and how has that helped you with what you do now?
Oh, I've done a little bit of everything. So a lot of what I'd done prior to AlphaQuad was a lot of customer service work. So when I was at university, I'd done retail and worked in coffee shops. I managed a coffee shop for a while, which was a real challenge. I was 19 and I worked at Broadway Tower, which was really exciting, but also really challenging while I was in my second year at uni. And then following that, during COVID, I got a job at a warehouse in Chipping Camden, which was only going to be a job that was packing boxes and doing quite easy stuff. But that very quickly turned into running their email marketing because there had been some infighting, we'll say, to keep things as diplomatic as possible. And one of the owners divorced the other owner very quickly after I'd started, and all of a sudden I was doing her job. So yeah, it was a wild couple of weeks, but it was something I look back on really fondly. And I was there for nearly 3 years and finished there and worked somewhere else for 6 weeks, as I said, and then here I was. So yeah, it was. I feel like the experience that I've had has helped me just in terms of I don't know, building relationships with people and making sure that I'm sticking to briefs and doing all of these things while I'm learning so much about digital marketing all at the same time. So yeah. It's been a lot to juggle, but it's also been really, really fun.
And what did you study at university?
So my undergraduate was film studies, which might not seem like the most relevant to digital marketing because it's really not. But it was something, film has always been a passion of mine. It's always something that I've really enjoyed. And it was just, I was given an unconditional offer to go and study at university and do a film studies degree. So I took it. And then during COVID, I went and did a master's degree in screenwriting, which I absolutely loved and wouldn't trade having done for the world.
Amazing. And I understand you've actually been on some podcasts before.
I have, yes. So I've only ever been on film-specific podcasts. So I've been on podcasts talking about films like Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore and Love Field and Bridget Jones's Diary. But besides that, I've not done anything digital marketing-wise. So this the QuadCast is like the first avenue for me for doing that, so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, me too. So as the sort of marketing newbie of the team, what areas have interested you the most and what are you looking forward to learning about more in the future?
I think the areas so far, I've really loved just the content writing aspect of it. I've always really loved writing. It's always been a really good outlet for me, and to be able to do that as a job now is really amazing, and I kind of don't take that lightly at all. And then the SEO side of things, I've found that really fascinating, and learning from you about technical SEO and everything that I've been able to learn on all of these skills that I've been able to learn in such a relatively short space of time has been really, really valuable. And then something that I'm really looking forward to learning is more about PPC. So I've recently just done all of my Google exams, so that's been a challenge and lots of hand cramp, and I had a big old callus on my finger from writing too aggressively, which wasn't very nice, but you got to do what you got to do. So I'm looking forward to learning significantly more about paid advertising in the future.
Yeah, and you're actually you are quite a creative person. Your personality is quite creative, and I've seen how you've been able to sort of apply that creativity through your copywriting and through the work that you've been doing as well. So, yeah, that's been good to see.
Thank you. Yeah.
Can you name an area in digital marketing that you have found challenging?
Well, funnily enough, in spite of the fact that I'm looking forward to learning more about it, PPC I have found really challenging. And I've not done a great deal of PPC yet. I'm still very much in my infancy in terms of learning how to do it. But what I have learned has been both challenging and fascinating because there's just so much to learn and it's such a dense area of expertise and to try and get into the mind of everybody else that does know how to do PPC and kind of working with Sarah so closely on things is just amazing because she just is such a whiz with it where I'll look at it and go, how do you know how to do this? This is just like amazing to me. This is completely a foreign language to me and I've got no concept of it, whereas she just picks it up so naturally. So it's been a challenge, but as I say, it's also something that's been really interesting to learn about thus far.
Yeah, it can seem quite overwhelming at first, can't it? Just getting to grips with new tools that you haven't used before, and just getting that kind of the analytical side of it often comes with experience as well, sort of knowing how to analyse the results that you're getting in order to kind of refine things and adjust the strategy going forward. And that's all things that kind of come from experience. But yeah, it can seem really overwhelming at first.
Yeah, I think that maybe this is a little bit personal. It starting to sound like a bit of a therapy session, but I tend to put this really like insane pressure on myself to get things right the first time. And I've had to like force myself to strip that away entirely because there's no getting it right the first time. And there's so much of it is trial and error and so much of it is, hey, if you don't know what you're doing, just ask for help. And I think that that's been really amazing in my time here because it is such a supportive environment and everybody in the office is just happy to help at a moment's notice as long as they've got some free time. Yeah. So it's been a really supportive environment that I've really loved working in.
We're a close-knit team, aren't we?
We really are. It's been great.
Okay, so before you came here, you hadn't had much experience with AI generative tools.
No.
How have you found adapting to these and kind of incorporating the use of them as kind of tools to use kind of in doing your work?
Well, I was quite skeptical, we'll say, of any kind of AI generative stuff before I started here. And I'd not really heard about any sort of AI beyond sort of the things that we use on a day-to-day basis like Siri and Apple CarPlay and all of that jazz. So coming in and straight away having John and Isaac teaching me all about ChatGPT and image generative tools and all of these tools that I'd never heard of that all of a sudden I was being bombarded with was fascinating and terrifying and amazing and all of these things at once that you could possibly think to describe it. And in using ChatGPT, I was kind of quite against it almost at first because I think I'd also got this like alarmist nature to me where I thought, oh my God, like I've just got this job as a copywriter that I've wanted for so long and it's going to be taken away because I'm going to be using AI and ChatGPT so much. But actually what I came to realize quite quickly in discussions with John is that, well, actually that's not true. And it's in how you use it sensibly and smartly to have a conversation with it and to engage with it in a really insightful and intuitive way to enhance the work that you're doing and use it as a tool rather than a crutch that I've been able to go, oh, cool, like this is actually a really cool tool that I really love using and I'm pretty good at using it by now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's something that's come with experience and it's something that's I've had to teach myself how to use as best as I can and you know, rely on the support there from John, who's, you know, like the ChatGPT champion. Yeah, it's been exciting to be able to learn how to use them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future of these models look like.
Yeah, of course, it's just evolving all the time, isn't it, at quite some speed as well. So it's just evolving with the technology and kind of figuring out how best we can utilise it to, you know, optimise our processes and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, really important question here.
Oh God, okay.
What is your favourite biscuit and how important are biscuits to your working day?
Oh, Em, you're killing me. Well, there's so many answers to that. There's just so many. But I think what I'm going to go with is a chocolate malted milk. And I'll tell you for why. Because I'm a little bit boring.
You are not boring.
No, hear me out. I'm a little bit boring, but the chocolate on the other side just adds that little extra bit of pizzazz that just keeps it from being really dull. Which maybe is selling myself a little bit too short, but I stand by it because I love a chocolate malted milk.
I'd say you're more of one of those Lebanese biscuits.
Oh yeah,
they're like the fancy version.
Okay, right.
Of the chocolate malted milk.
Right. So I'm a fancy malted milk. I'll take it. Milk. I'll take it.
Okay, now we've got that really important question out of the way. So in the company bio that Kirsty made for you, she has given you the title of film enthusiast.
Yes.
So obviously film is big in your life. You studied it at university. What are your favourite films?
Oh, wow. That's like, you know, if you had to save one family member from a fire, like, I don't know. It's, I think I am really drawn, when it comes to film, I'm really drawn towards quite intimate dramas, but also there's like this really fine intersection where things cross over with like familial comedy and social realism, and but then also the fantastical elements of things. So there's so much that I could say, but for the sake of prosperity, I'll just stick with what I always say, which is I love The Silence of the Lambs, and I love Lost in Translation, and I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and every animated Disney film from the 90s, because I grew up with them. What else? I'll leave it at that, because otherwise I'll just keep going on and on and on and on, and we don't have the time for that.
Who are your favourite actors?
At the minute, I really love Zendaya. I think that I'm really interested in star personas and what that represents in terms of actors' careers and where we can see them years from now. So I'm actually looking into doing my PhD at some point in the next few years. And I want to write it about star personas and relate them to specific decades. So I'd be looking at actors like Jane Fonda, who, funnily enough, I have tattooed on my arm, and Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor and Cary Grant and probably Zendaya at this rate as well. So, that's a long-winded answer to quite a simple question.
Amazing. So can you think of a marketing campaign that is unrelated to AlphaQuad, but one you've been really impressed by? So it could be anything.
I've always really loved the Christmas Coca-Cola advert, like the holidays are coming one.
Yes.
The really peppy, like jingly one. But Sarah already said that, so I can't use that as my definitive answer. So I think what I'll go with is I've always... There's an olive oil advert, and there's an olive oil brand called Filippo Berio. Yeah. And there's an Italian opera, which I don't know the name of, but it's... The Filippo Berio brand uses the melody from the opera, and it just is going Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio, Filippo Berio.
I know the one.
And I find myself singing. I sing that at least like twice a week, and I don't remember when this advert is from. It could be from when I was a child. It could have been from 2 years ago. But
it's old. Yeah,
it's quite old, but it is stuck with me for years, and I don't think I'll ever forget it for as long as I live. So that's my answer.
Amazing. Well, that brings us to the end of my list of questions. It's been really good having a little chat today to get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, this has been amazing. Thanks so much for letting me be on the other side of this, and I hope our listeners have really gotten to know me that little bit more.
And hopefully I've been an acceptable host for today as well.
You've been a worthy opponent.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys soon.